Ooh, I tell you, I'm just trying to really see how this lighting is doing and making sure that the sound is on before we get going. Hey, y'all. Hey. All right. Let's see. Can everybody see me good? All right. Hold on. Hold up. I'm just trying to really see. Oh, cool. Y'all can hear me good. Hey, y'all. Oh, cool. Y'all can hear me good. Okay. All right, I just wanted to make sure y'all can hear me good. And honestly, I'm trying to get a good grasp on this lighting. All right. So I'm trying to get a good grasp on this lighting here. Um, so y'all bear with me. And I know I'm not blonde today. Yeah, it's a little wintry, got a lot going on, a whole lot. So I just felt like getting into getting a little mocha-ish. So, I just went back to black, you know, I, it's getting cold outside, baby. It's cold outside. But anyway, how y'all doing? How was your Thanksgiving? I know. Yes, my sinuses are still doing the But listen, mine was good. I went on a world tour. I went to South Carolina, but I went to 3 different cities. I was gonna say I did a Diddy trip, but nowadays you can't really say that and it mean the same thing. Because usually when we used to say a Diddy trip, that means like you did a trip and you came right back, but you did a whole lot in that one trip. Yeah, but considering the circumstances, we probably won't call it a Diddy trip. But I had a good time. It wasn't enough time, as always. And when you're trying to split time in between people, you're always trying to figure out who you're not gonna tell you coming. Because if not, you'll be trying to go see everybody, and there's just never enough time, and it ain't no love lost. So that means if any of my family watching, I love you. If I ain't see you, I love you. All right, so listen. I had now listen, I wanted to go live. I actually attempted to go live. I was deep in the country. Okay, I was gonna go live anyway, but I said I'm just gonna repurpose some clips and unless like something crazy happened. well, well, I guess a couple crazy things did happen. Then I would pop in, but if not, I just kind of wanted to give everybody a break and then just kind of keep my finger on the pulse of what was going on and and know that we would talk today and get back to things as usual, especially as I'm looking at the analytics, y'all, and seeing when you guys watch the most, when you view the most. And ironically, before I even decided to do lunchtime lowdown, well, before I even decided that it was going to be that during lunchtime, um, I didn't have any analytics to go off or anything. I just was, I had an idea. And then now when I look at the analytics though, and I look back, because it's been a little bit over a month now, we've been kicking it. Yes, we have. I know you done subscribed already, right? To the channel. If not, make sure you hit the subscribe button. But listen, it comes to find out that a lot of you guys are actually very, very active during the lunch hour. So honestly, like from 12 to 4, like you're really, really active, responsive and everything. So I'm excited about that. And I know it's Monday and I know we just getting back after the holiday, but you already know we got to get the leftovers and we got to mix it with the whole new tea. Because yes, a lot went on. Now I want to start with this. There is a saying from a famous philosopher from a very, very prestigious show known as the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And her name is Cherie Whitfield. And on one episode, the famous philosopher, Miss Whitfield, said, "Who gonna check me, boo?" Randomly since that time, obviously went viral, but since that time, every now and then something will happen that'll make us be like, "Who gonna check me, boo?" Right? Well, when I saw this news story break, and I've reposted it on my YouTube, Radio-Muva on YouTube. When I saw this news story break, um, I had to chuckle to myself because literally the first thing that came to my mind, y'all, literally the first thing that came to my mind was, who gonna check them, boo? Who is gonna check the president? That's what I want to know. Exactly. Hold on a second, y'all. I wanna hold on. Okay, now we back. So yeah, as soon as I saw the breaking news, I was like, who is gonna check the president? So everybody is up in arms. And when I say everybody, okay, I mean your third, fourth cousin, okay, that literally this, let me see, I don't want to call them a certain, I'll just say this. Those people that always think, they're so conservative, they're just extra conservative for no whole reason. Yeah, so those people, those are the people who are acting like they're surprised that Joe Biden pardoned his son. It is the surprise, not surprise, presidential pardon. Child, I thought it had already happened. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it had already happened. If you are a parent, I'm talking to my parents. Come here, come here. If you are a parent, then some things that's understood ain't got to be said. Y'all really thought Joe Biden, especially the way y'all done dragged him, right? The way y'all done dragged him these last couple months, y'all really thought he was gonna leave the White House and not pardon his child? Honey, let's do the statistics, shall we? The man is the president, period. Okay. The man literally heard the cries of the conservative and some American people and stepped down in the middle of his presidential run to be reelected and gave the torch over to a African American woman who was fully capable. And even though they set her up on a mission to try to do the impossible in 100 days, it was still groundbreaking and monumental. However, again, remember why Joe Biden did that? He heard y'all. Remember? He heard y'all. All right, so y'all think he too old, right? Okay. When somebody talking about you and you say in your head, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give them what they want, but in your head you're like, I'm gonna show you who too old. I'm gonna show you whatever they saying, right? Yo, listen, Joe Biden is too old to care. He the president. He too old to care. Y'all was dragging this man the last half of his presidential campaign. He ain't even running for president no more. Do you think he care if you vote for him? Even at this point, real talk, if you was about to impeach him, he got how long left in there? Do you really think he gonna cry? The man is too old to care. And on top of that, y'all, people, I'm gonna say, and I'm not gonna say voters, I'm gonna just say fair weather fans, because those are the people that support you when it makes sense, and then when you think it doesn't or the tide change, you don't support. You don't think Joe Biden been in politics long enough to know what's up? He ain't studying y'all no more. What are y'all gonna do? Who gonna check him, boo? Who gonna check him? And then, like, okay, unless you tell me something like, okay, Joe Biden, you so old, I'm not wishing death on nobody. Okay, I'm not wishing death on nobody. But unless you say something like, okay, Joe Biden, you're getting so old, you don't want to lie, and then you got to meet your maker and answer to God to why you told us you wasn't gonna pardon your son, and then you did. Really? Do that even sound right when you say it out loud? Exactly. So look, y'all, let's go over to YouTube, of course. Radio-Muva on YouTube. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. And let's see what these folks is talking about. It is just so funny to me because did you really think? I mean, if you think, chat, come on. In the chat, tell me if you really thought Joe Biden was not going to pardon Hunter. And I told you where I stand. I thought he had already did it. Hell, I ain't know. But we're also talking about the person who last week, when Joe Biden came out with that, when he did the pardons on the turkeys, I also said I had forgot about Joe Biden as well. No pun intended, Joe Biden. Not, I'm sorry, but I did. So listen, what do you think, chat? Let me know in the chat what you think. But I feel like as a parent, listen, he had already pardoned Hunter in his mind. Okay? I'm a pardon a turkey, but I ain't gonna pardon my child, my blood, and y'all done doo-dooed on me the last half of my presidency. I'm old. I don't care no more. I ain't gonna run for nothing else. Who gonna check him, boo? Well, apparently your folks think they can. Let me see. They is so funny, yo. I swear I am dying. Yo, sometimes like first of all, I love the press secretary because as a black woman, I know what certain looks mean. And so, to be able to not fall into stereotype when you're in a position of power and also understand the assignment and get the job done without getting emotional or flamboyant about it, I get it. I get it. And she's doing a very good job. However, you guys, let's see what people are saying, right? And then let's see what Joe Biden had to say. I'm really interested to hear if Hunter had something to say. Hunter, please don't say nothing. Hunter, please don't say nothing. Okay? Don't. I don't even know how your voice sounds. Y'all know how Hunter voice sounds? Exactly. Hunter, don't say nothing. Please. Okay? And then I want to tell you what I think in the end. So first of all, let's see what today's show, what they said about it.
Overnight, President Biden not answering questions as he boarded Air Force One for an overseas trip to Africa. It comes just hours after he signed a full and unconditional pardon for his son, Hunter Biden, saying in a written statement that the facts of the cases show, quote, Hunter was singled out only because he is my son, and that is wrong. Adding, in trying to break Hunter, they've tried to break me. Enough is enough. The pardon sweeping, covering offenses that Hunter Biden, quote, has committed or may have committed or taken part in over the past 11 years, including but not limited to all offenses charged or prosecuted. Hunter Biden was scheduled to be sentenced this month for his conviction on federal gun charges and separately for a criminal case in which he pleaded guilty to federal tax evasion. The pardon, a striking reversal for the president.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes, I will not pardon him.
White House aides, even after the election, had also repeatedly said Biden would not pardon his son.
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
But as NBC News first reported, the president did decide to reverse course over the holiday weekend at his family's annual Thanksgiving getaway in Nantucket. In a statement, Hunter Biden writing, "I will never take the clemency I've been given today for granted." President-elect Trump, meanwhile, questioning whether Biden would pardon those imprisoned for the January 6th attack on the Capitol, writing on social media, such an abuse and miscarriage of justice. Many Republicans blasting the president's decision. Senator Tom Cotton arguing most Americans can sympathize with the father's decision to pardon his son, even if they disagree. What they can't forgive is Biden lying about it repeatedly before the election. Biden also facing criticism from some Democrats, including Colorado Governor Jared Polis, who wrote he understood Biden's motivations as a father, but, quote, I am disappointed that he put his family ahead of his country.
Really?
Gabe, we recall during the campaign, Trump made an...
No, okay, before I do that, I don't even think we really need to play what Joe Biden said, because, I mean, you pretty much got the case of it. Let's see, unless he said anything else. Okay, let's see. Yeah, he should be ignoring it. He absolutely should be. Now, you know the nerve. Let's just jump to my thoughts on this, all right? Because I feel like I don't want to act like I don't hear the whole message, right? So here's my take on President Joe Biden pardoning his son, Hunter. Who gonna check him, boo? And I stand by that. You know why? Because how dare the hypocritical, but that is America. Listen, Earth is ghetto and America is a bunch of hypocrites. I love my country only because, hey, I'm born here, raised here, made a life here, and I'm raising my children here. But I definitely do not agree with a lot of the things that happen in this country, that are happening, has happened. And to act like Americans are not a bunch of hypocrites, child, listen, when I get my new soundboard in here, because I'm finally going to make the decision. I made a decision, got another one, sent it back. That's another stream. But listen, good job, Joe Biden. You are going out with a bang, because anything else would be unpresidential. Why be the president if you're not going to flex your power like Donald Trump? So you mean to tell me that we can have a convicted felon, who, by the way, convicted felons can't vote, run for president, become president again, almost cause a coup in the country, you know how I feel about this, and still it's like we act like he can't do no wrong. Not we, y'all. Really, y'all? Let me tell you something. I hope that Joe Biden do some other things that y'all think ain't presidential before he get up out of there. Because 9 times out of 10, what y'all think ain't presidential is probably what been needed to be done. But he was just waiting to see what the Democrats was going to do, if we were going to win the presidency again, or how y'all was going to do this second half of his presidential, in the White House, his presidency in the White House. And you guys have shown him exactly how we do time and time again. Y'all ain't for the people. Y'all are for yourself and your hypocrites, and you want a fascist leader who tells you, I don't care about you. I incite riots, and I'm going to get revenge on everybody, and I'm going to let everybody free who did the January 6th, riots at the Capitol. How are these two things related? If you feel something different, tell me in the chat. I'm not biased. This is not a Democratic or Republican thing. The presidential election is over. You listen, you know my stance on everything. I feel like, and I hope that this whole situation with the presidential campaign made you feel like that too, that your best bet is to focus on your local politics in the city and state that you live, where you can actually have a better chance of evoking some sort of real change, or even running and making a change. So go on, Joe Biden. It is Radio-Muva approved. We support Joe Biden pardoning Hunter, because how dare y'all hypocritical people act like Donald Trump can be president. Listen, if Donald Trump can be president again, with the way things stand, y'all don't say nothing to nobody here. Thank you. And that's all I think about it. If you got more thoughts about it, if you think that I am looking over something, because if you really think that that actually is messing up President Biden's reputation, he didn't lie to y'all. He probably at that time did have intentions. Listen, I say a lot of things a lot of times that at that time I had intention on doing. Sometimes things change. It don't mean I'm lying. You might take it as I'm lying, but I know that I ain't lying. Like, okay, a lot of times when I wake up in the morning, I know I'm gonna cook that day when I get home, right? I be having in my mind a plan. Me and my baby, we going, me and my baby is my 4-year-old, right? Because we love to cook when we get in the kitchen and have fun. And I'm like, oh, me and my baby gonna try a new recipe, blah, 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 blah. Baby, bet. By the time that day happens, and listen, I've gotten on stream early in the day and said, hey, y'all, I'm gonna do a video tonight, blah, 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 blah. Y'all, it's not that I'm lying, but baby, by the time the day happened, I just don't feel like it no more. Or I didn't get the food, or I don't have all the ingredients. I'm just tired, or something else has come up. And that is how life is. So to act like you think that President Biden is lying instead of simply changing his mind to do what honestly is the right thing to do, Because for real, let's be real. They really did go after him and target him because of who he was and because they were trying to get at President Biden. Come on, y'all. If we're going to ignore the fact that Donald Trump incited a riot and almost caused a coup in this country, then we got to act like we going to ignore the fact that the president said he wasn't going to pardon his blood son and then ended up pardoning him before he finished his presidency. And who going to check him, boo? All right, enough about that. I digress. If you got something else to say, leave it in the chat. Let's talk about it. All right? Lunchtime lowdown. We'll be back. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Drake. All right. So while we're taking 2 seconds, let me look real quick, y'all. Because you know we still on verdict watch, right? Let me just look real quick and make sure nothing crazy has happened while we were on talking about okay, cool. All right. So let's talk about campaign. Listen, man, it is a very interesting time for not only hip hop, but the music industry, entertainment, and whole. So I know by now you've heard about this lawsuit, right? Okay, so we talked about it a little bit last week, right before the Thanksgiving holiday. And we talked about the fact that Drake was acting extra light skinned, extra sensitive, and he really was acting like the sorest loser I have ever seen. Because for real, Drake, I'm sorry. But like I told you, me and my 4-year-old, our song that we listen to get crunk every day while we getting dressed, they not like us. So we listen to the Breakfast Club, right? And then we have one song that wakes us all the way up and helps us get crunk. And it's Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. They not like us. I don't think I can get striked for singing the song. Copyright. Anyway, I'm singing the song under the Fair Use Act, just saying. But Drake, of course, if you haven't heard, feels like that not, and it's really a sticky, a slippery slope because according to how you look at it, you think he's going at Kendrick, right, for defamation. But technically, that's not what this lawsuit is about. He's actually going at his and Kendrick's record label, Universal Music Group. One of the biggest, I mean, literally, it ain't but a couple huge labels, y'all. It ain't but a couple. But he's going at Universal Music Group. His company is suing them, saying, y'all basically, hey man, y'all lied to the folk and told him Kendrick's song was hotter than mine, and it wasn't really hotter than mine. That's basically that is the cornbread version of what he said. But let's hear what his lawsuit says. Look. I'm trying to find just like a short version. By the way, y'all, I have to go to the dentist today, so I'm trying to make sure that I get as many topics as I can get in before I go to the dentist, because ain't no telling how my mouth gonna feel afterwards, right? And like most days, I do plan on cooking today when I get home. However, that's how I feel right now. Who knows? I may have a Joe Biden later on and change my mind. And who gonna check me, boo? All right, y'all. So look, let's just get it right here from ABC News.
Drake is filing a petition against Universal Music Group and Spotify, accusing the companies of, quote, artificially inflating the spread of Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. In the New York court filing, Drake alleges UMG and Spotify, quote, deceived consumers into believing the song was more popular than it was, manipulating the streaming services to...
Yeah, I think I would have respected it more because when you start talking about pedophilia and harming children, that is a stain that it is very, very hard to get off of you, especially if it's untrue. And nobody in this whole God's green earth except perverts, or people who are actually pedophiles, are okay with anybody harming children in any way. So I actually would have respected Drake a little bit more. Now hold on, just a little bit. If he would have sued Kendrick straight up for defamation instead of, and I forgot about Spotify. He also threw in Spotify in a lawsuit too, saying, "Yo, listen, y'all using AI too. Y'all using AI bots to manipulate the situation. We all know my song." Basically, what he's saying is my song was hotter than yours. Your song was not as hot as mine. It just wasn't. And I'm going to prove it. And how I'm going to prove it is I'm going to sue the label, and I want all the records. And he looks like Ace. Now, I'm gonna just say this, Drake, I love you. Let me preface this by saying I love you as an artist. Okay. I don't really know you as a person, but one thing that mother cannot stand is a "what about me too." Man, I can't stand a man that's a "what about me too." You can fill in the blanks. You can fill in the blanks because this is not about you. Okay? Everything's not about you. And I know it has been for a long time. And praise God for that. Praise him. And your run is not over. But in this fight, baby, listen, why are you coming back to the playground when the fight is over and everybody is back in their classroom? Why are you trying to get everybody to come back out of class and get them to tell the truth that they didn't see what they thought they saw, that you actually won the fight, when you're the only one with black eyes? Drake, I don't know who advising you, but you need to fire him. You need to do just like Lil Woody do. They fired. Drake is the only person named on the lawsuit because he is the only owner of that company. It's like Frozen something LLC. Guys, as good as this whole battle was for hip hop, I heard Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club, shout out to them, comparing it to like Ether and things like that, and like and even Tupac hit him up. But I mean, I don't even put them in the same frame. Like, okay, this record, yeah. This record of the times, yes. This record of all times, no. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I have a diss record of all time. Because I feel like the diss records that came out, I mean, all the way from NWA dissing the Police, Tupac, okay, dissing the East Coast, and Biggie, and 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 all the other diss records in between. I just feel like I haven't heard one that's like, oh my God, it don't matter whoever makes another diss record, it will never be hotter than this one. I do believe, however, that Kendrick's "They Not Like Us" was it for this time. That's it. For this time period, he did that. It's his time. The man has a Pulitzer Prize. And I know I probably said the word wrong. Pulitzer. You know what I'm talking about. For writing. And I mean, you got to take your hat off to Kendrick Lamar. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. And him getting the Super Bowl, the whole, all the Lil Wayne fans mad at him. And I'm doing my best, and all of us, and I encourage everybody in the Click and crew on Radio-Muva Live to do your best to stay as unbiased as possible, because two things can coexist at the same time. You can love Kendrick and love Drake. You can love Drake and think that Kendrick's song was doper than his songs during this battle. I mean, ain't not like that. I mean, I guarantee you I'm going to hear that song today. I can't tell you if I'm going to hear Drake's song today on the radio. But I will hear Kendrick Lamar on the radio, because you know why? It is what we in radio call a power record. Anybody in radio knows what I'm talking about. Okay? Power records is how you want to start off your hour, maybe even in the 30 at the bottom of the hour, do as well. Power Records, extend your TSL, which is time spent listening. That's free game right there. Free radio game. Drake, I love you, but forget how it is. Boo-boo, you got bigger fish to fry. Did y'all see my post yesterday? Y'all. Okay. Do y'all remember a couple years ago, the rapper, and I'm going to tell you something, okay? And this is probably telling my age, but you know I got adult sons, so they be trying to put me on to these people that I do not listen to, would not listen to, can barely understand what they saying, emotional singing, rapping. Anyway, not like Rod Wave. I like Rod Wave, okay? But this guy, Triple X Tentacion, something like that. Just call him X, okay? Y'all remember when he got killed? And remember, like, they showed him getting killed, and it was all on Instagram, and everybody was like up in arms. He's a rapper, right? From Miami. Excuse me, y'all. That's that fake ginger ale. He's a rapper from Miami, and he ended up. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Excuse me. Let's try this again. Okay, yeah, y'all remember a couple years ago, a rapper from Miami, Broward County, rapper XXXTentacion. Okay, let's call him X, because I'm not gonna keep trying to say that word. Okay, but y'all remember when he got killed at Riva Motorsports? Anyway, if you don't, you might have to go back and check it out. But he got killed. Everybody saw the video online. He at the time was beefing with Drake, and I'm gonna tell you something else. I forgot about that too. Until this story broke again over the weekend, I actually forgot they had a little beef. Because I mean, that boy died. He got killed. It's been a whole lot of controversy, a whole lot of murders in hip hop since then. And you know, I'm on pushing peace and stopping the violence. So I've been forgot about that. But you know who didn't forget about that? One of the men convicted to serve a life sentence for taking a part in the murder of X, okay? He's filing an appeal, y'all, and get this. Get most of the brief in his appeal is bringing back, guess who? Your boy. Drake, yes. Champagne Poppy. Champagne Poppy, they trying to say Champagne Poppy put a bag on X's head. Now let me break it down. For those who like, oh wait, they're trying to say that Drake paid somebody to put a hit on X, or to take X out. That is all alleged. However, this guy is trying to, I don't know if he's trying to get his conviction thrown out, trying to get a new trial, trying to get his sentence reduced. I mean, because they were literally all on camera. But it ain't like he about to get out of jail. But I tell you one thing, he dang sure trying to drag Drake into this, baby. He trying to drag Drake in this more than Diddy and them trying to drag J-Lo into that Diddy situation. Watch. Y'all. So before, I think Drake was able to have his lawyer like handle it, and he didn't have to go to the disposition, and he'd have to talk, he didn't have to testify, he didn't have to say nothing. Because the tea is that Triple X, he went live a lot, like even the day he got killed. And the tea is that one time, like I think leading up to the time that he died, he's like, hey guys, if I turn up dead or if anybody kills me, Champagne Poppy did it. And he like tweeted that on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, whatever. Nobody, of course, took it serious then, until, of course, the man gets killed. But then, of course, there was this whole story framed around it, right? They followed him from the ATM, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, when you start looking at it in hindsight and you realize how organized it was for somebody to just see somebody at the ATM, go inside the same store, walk around with them, and for 30 minutes, it just seems a little bit more scripted than just the, oh, shoot, ain't that X car right there at the ATM? Follow him. Let's take him out. You got everything in the car you need, the ski mask, the everything. We finna rob him. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. We gonna get him. We gonna kill him. Because did he even get a chance to give you anything? And then you take the bag with the money in it anyway, and you killed him anyway. So what they're trying to say is that Champagne Poppy had something to do with it. Okay, so let's see. Drake, let's see. Let's let them break it down. Here we go. Let's check out Law and Crime.
One of the men convicted in the 2018 murder of rapper XXXTentacion is now appealing his conviction, and his legal team is focusing a lot of their attention on a major celebrity, Drake. We are going to explain the connections and the arguments as we sit down with Mauricio Padilla, the attorney for the convicted killer, Dedrick Devon Williams. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
We don't want all that talk. Jesse, I love you, boy. You got to
say I want all of his attorney has.
All right, so this is the guy that is representing the guy, one of the guys who is convicted for, I can't say allegedly because he's convicted for murdering XXXTentacion, the rapper. And this is the attorney that's following up. Let's see. I'm not sure if this is an appellate attorney, but I think he was maybe his original trial attorney, but let's see.
It's Richard Allen, who claimed that he was a part of this robbery and he implicated the defendants. He pled guilty.
That's the guy who told on everybody. Little chubby. He remind me of Teddy Rumpskin. Y'all remember Teddy Rumpskin? I know I'm showing my age now. Anyway, if you remember, and I hope I'm saying it right, Teddy Rumpskin. I'm sorry, y'all. We're going to look at it. But anyway, he remind me of Teddy Rumpskin, but he's the first one. He snitched on everybody. Everybody. He was like, I'm not going down for this all the way. Not by myself. Oh, Lord, did I switch over? Hold on, y'all.
Sean Diddy Combs might be in more.
See what I get for talking about people? But y'all, that's why I said Drake's in there trying to call out Universal and Kendrick and Spotify. Boy, you got more legal
the
trouble.
second-degree murder for his role in this killing. Hey, so before we jump into this story, I have something I gotta tell you about. I host an executive producer show called
Jesse.
We want the court. It takes a while to even break.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Maria. So happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for coming on right afterwards. So I wanted to talk about this with you, and we're going to get into more specifics of the appeal. But overall, big picture, big theme, what are you and the rest of the defense counsel arguing here?
Well, I am not arguing it. I'm not his appellate attorney. I was the trial counsel. So I'm just referencing what Mr. Patanzo, which is his appellate attorney, has stated in the brief. There's so many errors that it takes a while to even break it down. One of the main errors in my opinion in the case, which I had to sit through, argue, and live it, was the fact that in December of 2020, I filed a witness list. The state's reaction to that was to file a motion saying, we want the court to strike all of his witnesses, that's not even something that's legal or that you could do. You have to itemize who you want stricken. You just can't shotgun approach and say, I want all of his defense witnesses stricken. But the state attorney did that. In a hearing that I had to defend, myself to that in that motion, the court didn't grant that, but the court instructed me to file a pleading, which was the nexus in my defense witnesses and what nexus they had to my theory of defense, which I argued was inappropriate because at the end of the day, you're ordering me to give the state a blueprint of what my defense is going to be. But I was ordered to do it, and I did it. When prior to Mr. Onfroy, which I'll refer to him as X for this interview because his stage name was XXXTentacion, which was the victim in this case. Prior to him being murdered, he had posted on Instagram, if anybody kills me, I'm snitching right now. It's Champagne Poppy. I'm paraphrasing, but something to that effect, right? So imagine the decedent said prior to his death, if anybody kills me, it's Champagne Poppy, which is Drake's Instagram name. I laid out in extreme detail all of my defense witnesses list, which included many rappers, because at the end of the day, the victim in this case was a rapper. He had feuds, ongoing public feuds with not only Drake, but a lot of rappers that are either signed to OVO or related to Drake in some way, including 600 Breezy, which is a Chicago-based rapper, and a rapper that's from Toronto by the name of, he goes by Top 5, which is Hassan Ali. And I had to lay that all out in detail. The court was fully aware of my theory of defense, Prior to that, I filed a motion to perpetuate the testimony of Livingston Allen, which goes by the name of DJ Academics.
Oh, child, we don't, child. All right. So basically, what he's saying is he tried to subpoena Drake, right, as a witness. He also tried to subpoena DJ Academics because at the time DJ Academics was cool with X, and he was saying that Academics had firsthand knowledge of X and Drake's beef. But baby, they were able to get out of it. Now this time, I'm not so sure. So we're gonna keep our eye on this, and as more information comes out about it, of course, I'll let you know. But guys, this is not a clickbait. You know, this is a real thing. Like, this is all allegedly. This could simply be, you know, he made that tweet, and I mean the timing and God, the morbidness of it, but the fact that it actually happened. So we're gonna have to keep our eye on this. So in other words, Champagne Poppy got 2 court cases going on right now. He's suing the label and Spotify, and they trying to get him to be back involved in this XXXTentacion murder case. What y'all think? What y'all think? Hey y'all! Shout out to all my Twitch crew. What's going on, Walter? What's going on, Diggs? Make sure y'all follow Radio-Muva on Twitch too, y'all. We building a community, man. I need y'all. How y'all feel about this, man? I feel like, listen, I don't trust Drake. Okay, I'm gonna just say that. I'm not in any way implying that Drake did anything to XXX, that he had anything outside of whatever bars he spit on his song, however inappropriate and insensitive it was at the time of that man's death or right after. That is Drake's, you know, maybe it was poor taste, all right? Too soon, poor taste, etc. But you know what? I don't trust Drake. Especially since he filed his lawsuits against Universal Music Group. I ain't gonna lie. Because I'm like, for real? Drake, for real? Like, it's certain words I don't want to use because I don't want to call Drake those things. Because the move that he's making is a lot of those words that I'm thinking, and you probably think it too. But I don't want to call him that, but he is definitely in his feelings. Listen, Drake, here's my final thoughts on your legal situations, plural, with an S. I think that for the culture, you should settle this lawsuit or either drop it. Because I know that you just want like the actual analytics and reporting, but then what you gonna do with it? What is it gonna prove? It is going to hurt you more than it's going to help you, Drake. I promise you. Radio-Muva will never tell you anything wrong. We love you over here at Radio-Muva Live. We love you, Drake. But I don't love what you're doing with it. So in finality, I think you need to drop it. Drop that case. And I think you need to be getting you somebody on retainer to deal with this situation, because this time, Drake, you may not be able to talk your way out of it. And when I say talk your way out of it, I mean you may not be able to talk your way out of actually having to testify or be questioned. What y'all think? I don't think Drake, you know, I'll go on record and say I don't think Drake had anything to do with it. I think it's horrible timing. I think X was definitely trolling. God bless the dead. But I also feel like Drake was trolling as well, because in knowing he had nothing to do with it, you know, he was a little messy after X died. And at the same time, that man still got a mama. You know, he had just had a baby, or his baby came like right before or right after him. It's a lot. Anyway, Drake, we say forget about the Kendrick and Universal Spotify situation. Focus on this criminal situation. They're trying to drag you back into this murder of rapper XXX. Y'all know what his name is. All right, that's my thoughts on that. All right, y'all, last but not least, for this stream, Now, you know, we still got the big three going on. And no, I ain't talking about, oh, wait, who said the big three? J. Cole. And who said, after the big three, it's just Big Me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kendrick. Y'all can't. Drake, I love you, but I don't even compare you and Kendrick. It is just not the same. Y'all not alike. Y'all not alike. Two things can be true, but you got, man, y'all better come up off Kendrick, man. You already know when that man do that for the Super Bowl, how that thing gonna slap. It's going to slap. Every HBCU band that I've seen on YouTube, or at their homecoming or in the parade has done it. Come on, y'all. It's slap without the words playing. Come on, y'all. So we looking forward to that. And Drake, good luck on your criminal situation. We will definitely keep our eye on that as well. And speaking of keeping our eye on criminal situations, y'all, guess who's back in court today? I know. Listen, as tired as you are of hearing me say it, as tired as I am of saying it. Every day, I swear to God, even on the weekends, and I know the courts ain't open. Every day I wake up and be like, dear God, please let this YSL trial be over today, Jesus. Please, in any way, in your name we pray, amen. And then I open my eyes, and it's back to reality. What? It goes gravity. Y'all, it is still going on. It's still going on. It is still going on, y'all. Meaning the jury is still deliberating. But guess what happened right before I came on stream? So right before I came on stream, y'all, the jury came back, okay, in the courtroom, and they asked the judge again. Now, mind you, remember the jury came back last week, right after they got sent out, I think like the next day, and had questions. But they ended up leaving early that day because it was the day before the Thanksgiving holiday. The judge let them leave early. So they're back and they're asking more questions. Y'all, that ain't good. Now, I do feel like they're not going to be sentenced as worse as they could have been had this whole RICO situation played out the way that the DA wanted it to, right? But I really, really, really feel like the fact that the jury is asking so many questions so many times already, y'all, that is not a good thing. If I need to see the video again, if I need to see if that was that person again, if I need to know if this person got shot when, if I need to know those things, it is because I am considering someone's guilt. And I understand the importance of it. And I am not convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that this person is not guilty, or that these people in this case, because it's two people, are not guilty. So let's take a look at what's going on with that, y'all. Like I said, they should be still live unless the jury went to lunch. But Lord have mercy, y'all. I swear to God, every day when I wake up, I'll be like, please let the YSL trial be over today. I even know God sick of me. I know when I be saying the prayer, he'd be like, oh God, here she go again. I'm just saying. All right, so look. Oh, and I got the multi on YSL, y'all. Oh, hold on, we're gonna stop. Let's see. All right, so it looks like they're out because, you know, the judge turns the camera off. A lot of them leave the courtroom because, you know, the jury is deliberating. I feel like, y'all want to bet? I feel like they are going to, I think they're going to split the baby. I feel like they're going to, these guys, somebody got to pay. And I don't know what lawyer, I'm not saying that they don't have good lawyers. I'm just saying nowhere in my mind, and mind you, I don't do law. Unless you do law, you can tell me something else in the chat. Nowhere in my mind would I think, okay, if the rest of this case is over and everybody got plea deals, especially the big dog that they really wanted in the first place, and it's just us two left taking that to trial, if everybody else gone, they're going to make the example out of you for the whole thing. I mean, because with less people, guess what? It's easier to follow the charges. It's also easier to follow the evidence. Because remember, when we were watching the trial up to the end, like before they, let, I'm about to say Derek Floyd, told me, before they let Thug go, remember they were like, we couldn't figure out what evidence was what. The only thing that we knew, the central part of the case, was the murder of Donovan Nutt Thomas. Everything else around it, every day, you and I, we get on the screen and we'd be like, okay, what are they talking about again? Okay, who did what again? Exactly, because that was so many people, so many cases, so many situations. Well, guess what? Now it's just two people. And guess what? The jury done missed so much of their life as long as that trial been going on. So guess what? They probably also feel obligated to make some sort of decision. Because they probably feel like if they say not guilty quickly, then the judge is going to sit them back in there because she's probably going to feel like they're just saying something because they're ready to go home. But you know they are. But my thing is this. Do you guys think that they're going to get a fair verdict? Do you think they're going to get a fair verdict? I'm going to be honest with you. I am not sure that these two young men and their lawyers will think that they've gotten a fair verdict, but I am pretty positive. And I'll bet, if you want to bet, we can bet. You know, we can always bet lunch, baby. I'm pretty positive, though, that they're going to split the baby. Somebody going to jail. And listen, I don't know their charges. Like, I don't know, but I do know one of them got a murder. Somebody going to jail. Period. And somebody is going to jail not just for what they did or what is allegedly done, but also for the simple fact that the DA was not able to close the deal with Young Thug and the YSL situation, so they still had to make it seem like they won. They got to. That's why I don't even know why these boys roll that dice, man. They probably gave him a crazy deal. Like, it probably was still like, okay, we're not going to give you life, but you can do 32 years and then 50 years probation and you can get out. They must have gave them boys something like that, because other than that, what would make you think that they're not going to take the whole case out on the last remaining two? I don't even do law, and I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. Because what you're going to tell me, don't worry, if they blah, 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 we're going to appeal it based on the facts of what they did for the other, but it's up to the DA's discretion who and what type of plea deals that they make. Unless they divert it to the judge, which I'm going to be honest with you, in this particular case, y'all, if I were Shannon Stillwell and, Shannon Stillwell and what, Yak Gotti? Y'all, please do not quote me. I know Yak Gotti is one of them names. We're going to come back to him in a minute. But if I was their attorney, I would, I don't want to say toss it to the judge. I know it's probably a proper word for it, but I would want the judge to pass the verdict, because she seemed to be pretty fair, right? Even keeled. She hasn't been on the case as long, so she's not as biased. She's also the one that's, she talked to Young Thug about him being able to, do things in the future and help things out. And, she seems to put people in positions to do things that not only help them pay off their crime, but they can also help the community. I would have rolled the dice with the judge. But now you got a tired and frustrated, aggravated, almost a holiday a jury box that is sick of you, your friend, your cousin, and your mama too. So they not only are trying to get it over with, but now they've got fatigue. They gotta have fatigue. They gotta have jury fatigue. So you know what they're probably doing? Unnecessarily going back over evidence to answer questions that they already know the answer to, or end up giving themselves more questions because now they're seeing something else, because they're looking with different eyes. They're looking in I'm ready to go home eyes. They're looking through the I just want it to be over Keisha Cole eyes. I didn't even mean for that to rhyme. But you get what I'm saying. Yo, I don't know. Y'all can let me know in the chat what y'all think. But baby, I'm gonna tell you this. Somebody going to jail. It ain't. Listen, if them boys walk, I got a couple people I need to call them folk about, because it's not like they just got little charges like possession of marijuana and that's if a hit and run or whatever. Now they are talking about a orchestrated hit. They're talking about numerous murders. They're talking about all kind of stuff. Meanwhile, little Woody out here living his best life. The best thing that came out of this trial, baby, for little Woody. Little Woody out here living his best life. Out here living his best life. He got a chance at redemption, and we applaud him over here at Radio-Muva Live. But we give Lil Woody some grace. Okay, you understand where he's coming from? Well, most people. Well, I won't even say most people do, but some of us do, right? But I also feel like with Lil Woody, he was able to get away with murder. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. Love you, Lil Woody. Okay, but Lil Woody was able to get away, and it only made the case more confusing. But y'all, don't you kind of feel like the confusion is kind of gone out of the air now that Woody is up to stand and it's only those two defendants? What would y'all do? Man, listen, I will be doing anything that's going to get me out of jail the quickest or give me my best bet of getting out of jail the quickest. You know why? Because if I don't hurry up and get out of jail, I'm going to get stabbed just like Yak Gotti did last night, y'all. Yes, rapper Yak Gotti, one part of the two of the YSL members that's on trial, got stabbed last night, y'all. Look, let's go to the video. YSL trial. What I say his name was? Yak Gotti. Okay, look, y'all. So this is Yak Gotti. He looked a little different in the other pictures that I saw him in. I don't know him, but he had on. I think he had like wigs. Y'all know what those are, right? The wigs, the dreads. All right, so let's see what they're saying. But he got stabbed, y'all.
New developments in the YSL RICO trial as the jury resumes its deliberations today. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office confirming one of the defendants, Diamante Kendrick, was injured in a fight with a jail detainee. It happened Sunday at the jail's South Annex in Union City. The Sheriff's Office says charges in that case are pending. He's expected to be back in court today. And as a reminder, the jury left for the long holiday weekend without reaching a verdict. So right now they're trying to decide the fate of the two remaining defendants accused of murder and other crimes in connection to Young Slime Life. Prosecutors allege that is a gang that rapper Young Thug co-founded. The trial is the longest running criminal.
Honey, we all that you about to tell us about the trial, we definitely know. Y'all. So again, if I was that Gotti, I don't even know the other guy's name. Is it too late to roll it to the judge? I mean, honestly, I feel like they'll still get some time, but they have a better chance of getting a more structured, fair deal that will include multiple things, you know, like not just jail time, but to hold them accountable to do positive things in the community. And it's so needed. So needed. So, you know, I have a whole new respect for that judge, for her doing that. And I really wish Thug the best. However, hey, get real close. If you know somebody to know somebody to know somebody to know one of them boys, okay? Now, I know you probably can't text them, wink, wink, because they're in jail, wink, wink. But you could probably get in touch with their lawyer. Please let them know. Don't roll the dice. And mother says so. All right? I am about to head to the dentist. Let's see, what did we talk about? We talked about, of course, the YSL verdict watch, and we talked about the fact that Yak Gotti, one of the remaining, and I'm not laughing. That's crazy because it could have been a whole lot worse. He was stabbed, and I think they say he was stabbed like in his face or like his hairline area. Yeah, that could have been catastrophic. That really could have been catastrophic. but it wasn't. And, you know, he lives to tell another day. And he literally came into court today. And remember, this just happened yesterday. Now, that ain't a thug. What do you call it? I'm sorry. So anyway, we talked about that. We talked about what else did we talk about? We talked about our Uncle Joe pardoning Biden, Hunter Biden, that is his son. And who gonna check him, boo? Nobody. All right. So shout out to Joe Biden. I'm sorry, President Joe Biden. We support you over here. We support the fact that you pardoned Hunter. We wouldn't expect anything else, would y'all? So you wouldn't pardon your child? None of them. Exactly. I know you would, because I done pardoned mine a couple times. Yeah, Mamas know what I'm talking about. All right, and what else did we talk about? We talked about Drake. We talked about Drake, and I'm only going over the topics that we talked about. So when y'all go back to the channel, Radio-Muva on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe. Because that's how we're going to grow this channel, and that's how our community is going to grow, and how we're going to be able to do bigger and better things. So I need you. All right. But when I come back, I want us to talk about some of the other things. Like, we have not talked about the fact that Dirk, by the time I get back from the dentist, Lil Durk from Chicago, of course, who's in the feds right now for the murder for hire situation, trying to avenge King Von's death. Well, they have a status hearing today at 3:00. Now, much may not come out of that. I doubt any of them are getting bond. But let's see. We'll keep our eyes and ears open to that. Also, we got to talk about 43 million ways to make money that we are not doing. That's why we don't have $43 million. Yes, we have to talk about it. We're going to make it money Monday. Okay? And also, we also got to congratulate some comedians who are now about to be father-in-laws to their kids on both sides. I promise you it's not weird. Now, it might sound weird, but they're not kin. But it still sounds weird. So we'll talk about that when I get back. And we got to talk a little bit about Elton John. Y'all know who Elton John is, right? Talk a little bit about him. And we got to also congratulate big-time streamer Kai Cenat for breaking Twitch records. Congratulations. He broke all kind of records with his Mafia-thon. And so congratulations to Kai Cenat. I'm loving watching you grow, young man. I'm loving watching you hustle. And let me tell you something. What you know and what you hustle, nobody can ever take from you, period. So keep going. Radio-Muva Live. We support you over here. If you don't, guys, make sure you go subscribe to Kai Cenat Live as well. And when you're done there, come back over here and hit the subscribe bell so you can know what's going on, and hit the notifications bell so you can always know when we're doing something new. All right, I promise I'm going to try to cook tonight. And if I do, you know I'll go live and let y'all know what recipe we decided to do. In the interim, though, I broke an implant. I swear to God. Teeth, man. I'm in the wrong business. I should have been a dentist, because they done got so much money out of me. Oh, my gosh. All right, y'all. So stay tuned. Go to the channel. You can check out anything you missed during this stream or any other streams. And then I will see you later on this evening. Mwah, 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 mwah.